Well, here's the thing, Bruce. I'm great at controlling my anger. I do it all the time. So I'm an expert at controlling my anger because I do it
infinitely more than you.
Hulk is most mistreated superhero there is. Everybody has their favorite Marvel superhero. For some, it's Captain America.
A hot lunch.
For his strong moral values. For others, it's Tony Stark, for his sharp wit and snarky personality. For Chads, it's Thor because, come on guys, it's Thor. And for those who have bad taste in writing, it's Captain Marvel. However, for me, it's the one and only, was the one and only, Incredible Hulk. The reason why I liked Hulk was because he was easily a contender for one of the strongest Marvel heroes, and a really good fit for it too. Why is that? It's because his power is inherently a downside, being an uncontrollable, loose cannon who could attack both friend and foe. How long could his rampage last for? No one knows. He may not be smart, but he has an alternate personality. Bruce Banner, a genius, because he's a nuclear physicist. Bruce Banner's story arc was interesting. A scientist with a curse, being chased like a dog by the military. Wanting to do good, but being so misunderstood. But it seems that not only is Hulk misunderstood by the people in his own world, he also seems to be misunderstood by the writers as well. Now, I want to make it clear, this isn't entirely on Disney, because Universal Studios owns the legal rights to a solo Hulk movie. And I doubt that Disney has the money to buy it up. Well, at least currently. Like they did with everything else. Marvel, Fox, LucasArts. And even if Disney did have the money, I don't think they'll be legally allowed to buy it, because at that point I think it would be a monopoly. You see, Universal Studios, unlike Sony, doesn't really work well with other studios. And that's just a real shame. The leader, he is as smart as the Hulk is strong. He was teased in the last Hulk movie to come out, and that was over a decade ago. Like, I don't even understand why Universal Studios just doesn't make another Hulk movie. Superhero movies were huge for the last couple of years. What, were they just terrified of money and success or something? They had plenty of things to work with. Abomination, The Leader, Madman, Half-Life, and plenty of other Hulk villains that no one knows about. I would love to see a Planet Hulk movie. And after that, I want a World War Hulk movie, because that's my favorite Marvel comic series of all time. Now, to give credit to Disney, they did what they could do with Hulk in the MCU. Despite all the setbacks and limitations, was pretty good. They had him fighting alongside the Avengers during their first movie, and they even had him become a loose cannon in Age of Ultron. They even gave us the closest they could to a Planet Hulk movie, with him fighting Thor in Thor Ragnarok. But then they gave us Professor Hulk, aka Smart Hulk in Avengers Endgame. Even in Infinity War, all we saw was Hulk getting his ass kicked by Thanos at the very start of the movie, and Banner in the Hulkbuster suit, which I gotta admit was pretty awesome. Now Hulk is just, well, a nice guy with super strength, just like most superheroes in comics. My hope for a Joe Fix-It movie just went out the window. The problem with Professor Hulk is that it removes his main weakness, his uncontrollable alternate personality. And it's not due to Disney wanting to remove references to borderline personality disorder, as they added a new character in, Moon Knight, who also has multiple personalities. The one at the end of the final episode really reminded me of Joe Fix-It. Hulk being beaten by Thanos as a plot point is totally fine, as it serves to establish Thanos as important and dangerous. However, when Thanos had in his possession several Infinity Stones in a 1v7 fight against Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Drax the Destroyer, that Snail Girl, Gamora's sister, and Star-Lord, he was getting hurt by things that really didn't make any sense. Sure, Iron Man in his most advanced suit yet, made out of smart metal, and Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme, who also had the Infinity Stone of Time, going up against Thanos does make sense. But punches from Spider-Man were making him flinch? Now granted, this was Iron Spider, who's like Spider-Man plus Iron Man, but still, he shouldn't be punching as hard as the Hulk. Like, keep in mind, Thor didn't even make Thanos flinch when he hit him in the back, but a generic alien bomb from Star-Lord does? Like, are you telling me that this basic brand alien technology does damage on a similar level to the Hulk? Despite how powerful Thanos was shown to be, in the next movie, Wanda and Captain Marvel are shown to be stronger than him. Like, how does that work? Like, this doesn't work narratively. You can't just say, Thanos is the strongest villain yet. It will take all of Earth's heroes to work together in order to defeat him. And then afterwards say, well, no, there are these two females who are more powerful than him. Furthermore, Hulk being the strongest works because he's uncontrollable. He can't just solve any problem automatically. Since the Hulk can do a lot of destruction if released, he's a loose cannon, but the strongest superhero has now been passed to Wanda, who gets praised for being a loose cannon. Hulk's main adversaries, the military, aren't even hunting him anymore. Now, granted, he did help save the Earth from an alien invasion, but later he did end up going on a rampage during Avengers Age of Ultron, which should have caused the military to go after him once again. But they didn't. They're not even brought up as a factor. In fact, they're completely removed from his dynamic. But at least we get the love triangle between him, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. In Avengers Infinity War, after Hulk got his ass kicked by Thanos, he didn't want to come out anymore. He was totally willing to let Bruce Banner have all of the control. The once incredible, immortal, invincible Hulk being too scared to fight was certainly interesting. It's too bad it led to absolutely nothing. Bruce Banner fighting in the Hulkbuster suit was certainly a cool idea, but he was such a goofball. Now granted, a lot of the Avengers are, but Hulk was one of the last few who wasn't. Marvel, you can't make all your heroes goofballs in the same way you can't make them all edgy, broody loners. Light heroes define the dark ones, and vice versa. If they're all edgy, or all goofy, or all snarky, or all serious, they just blend together, and they don't work well off one another. Apparently there was this deleted scene where Hulk and Bruce Banner talk to one another and they work out their issues, ending with Hulk bursting out of the Hulkbuster and killing, Call Obsidian, or however you say his stupid name, the big guy who was working for Thanos. Instead, Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster suit is the one to take him down, and then he says, Hulk, we got a lot to figure out. Then there's a 5-year time skip and Bruce Banner is just Hulk all the time and is in full control. Now don't get me wrong, things like this have happened in the comics before. There's a character called Merged Hulk, who's a mix between Bruce Banner, Hulk, and Joe Fixit. But Bruce working things out with his inner demons could have been an entire movie all on its own. Now I get why they did this. After the 5-year time skip, everyone's life was more miserable. All but Bruce Banner's, which is kind of funny. Marvel has never been above making a joke to ruin a character. And yes, this does absolutely completely ruin the character, because now he's just guy with super strength. They completely destroyed his dynamic, which separated him from basically any other superhero with super strength. The thing that made Bruce Banner and Hulk so interesting, their main dichotomy has been completely dropped just to make a stupid joke. But hey, at least we'll get the science bro dynamic between him and Iron Man, right? Nope, it's just Hulk trying to invent something and failing. Then Iron Man comes in and fixes the problem. Do we at least get a conclusion to the romance between Hulk and Black Widow? You know, that thing that has been built up for 2 movies? No, not really, she just dies. Now, here's something I thought they were going for. So, you know know how in Hulk's one solo movie, Bruce Banner was learning martial arts. Oh, and before someone says, oh, what about the 2003 movie? When I say solo movie, I mean solo movie that is canon to the Avengers universe. I thought Bruce Banner in the final battle was gonna utilize his martial arts combined with the strength of the Hulk. And that didn't happen. Disney basically said, oh, fuck you if you were paying attention. Like, what have we seen the Hulk do? Lose, lose, and lose. He got his ass kicked by the Hulkbuster. He got his ass kicked by Thor. He got his ass kicked by Thanos. Let's go over his victories. Well, he kicked Abomination's ass, but that was over 10 years ago. He took out a few Chitauri, but those guys are just foot soldiers. I guess he did take out Fenrir the Wolf, but that was out of luck because he kicked him off a waterfall. That entire fight was just Hulk being the chew toy for Fenrir.
Ready, set, now!
Yeah, Hulk loses a lot, so even when Thanos beat him, it wasn't a, oh shit, Thanos is really powerful moment. It was, oh look, Hulk lost again. But that's everything they did with Hulk through Marvel's Phase 1 through 3. So what did they do with Hulk in Phase 4? Well, he got a cameo at the end of 10 Rings as Bruce Banner. At least it's something. Well, I put this off long enough. Now let's get to the reason why you really clicked on this video. Hulk's mistreatment in She-Hulk. Hulk's mistreatment almost starts immediately. An alien ship shows up and takes out him and his cousin. It doesn't stick around to make sure they're both dead. It's almost like this scene makes no sense because this would be the perfect opportunity for Bruce Banner to transform, take out the ship, save his cousin who's bleeding to death, and with no other option, he gives her some of his blood, causing her to turn into a Hulk just like him. But that would involve a man saving a woman, and we can't have that. Men saving women should never be a part of superhero movies. Instead, she saves him, which causes some of his blood to mix with some of her blood, turning her into a She-Hulk. But little does she know that Bruce Banner is also HIV positive. Now, of course, I have a ton of things to say about She-Hulk, but we're only going to be focusing on Hulk for this video. I'm going to do a full review of She-Hulk in the future. So She-Hulk immediately masters her Hulk form. Now, granted, that's basically what happens in the comics. She-Hulk doesn't have a split personality like Bruce Banner does. However, even if that wasn't in the comics, let's be honest here, Disney would still have her immediately have full control over her Hulk form. There's a training montage she does with Hulk, and of course, despite getting this new body, she's better with it than him. She masters the thunderclap after seeing it once, just like when Goku mastered Kamehameha after seeing it once. She's more flexible than the Hulk, she has better balance. The only thing Hulk has over her is physical strength. And honestly, I'm surprised that she's not stronger than him. But of course, the most infamous scene between her and Hulk is when she tells the Hulk that she's better at controlling her anger than him. Why is she better at controlling her anger than him? Well, it's because she has to deal with first world woman problems. Things like being catcalled, men not taking her seriously, and being mansplained to. I think the irony is lost on her that she's Hulk-splaining things to the actual Hulk, her cousin who's been a Hulk a lot longer than she has. Let's not forget that Hulk has one of the shittiest lives, even when compared to other superheroes. Now, you could argue that Hulk's father murdering his mother is no longer canon to the MCU Hulk. Yes, it was canon in the comics and in the 2003 Hulk movie, but they didn't make it clear that it was canon in the MCU. But what is canon in the MCU is his relationship with Black Widow. They almost ran away together, and she sacrificed herself. She's dead. Dead. Android 16 dead. There's no way you can bring her back to life. Hulk was mind controlled against his will by the Scarlet Witch and went on a rampage throughout a city, which she still hasn't apologized for, by the way. I guess we can add that to the list of shitty things Wanda has done and faced no repercussions for. Hulk got hunted down by the military and had to go into hiding for several years. Not because he's scared of what they'll do to him if they capture him, but because he's afraid of them getting his power and using it to hurt others. How selfless can a guy be? He even tried to KYS so no one would get his power, but Hulk wouldn't let him end it. And of course, he lost his two good friends, Captain America and Iron Man, the latter of which died right in front of him. And yes, Hulk made references to both Cap and Iron Man in this episode. And when She-Hulk tells him all of this, he just smiles and nods. He takes it like a little bitch. Now, of course, there's a lot more I want to say about She-Hulk, but right now I'm just trying to focus on Hulk for this video, and that's basically everything you need to know about him from She-Hulk. I'm just so upset with the way my boy Hulk has been done dirty. The 2003 movie had a lot of problems, but at least they made it clear that Hulk gets bigger the angrier he gets, and that he can regenerate. Haven't seen anything like that in the MCU yet. Hulk and the Agents of Smash was a stupid Hulk cartoon. Hulk is one of the very few superheroes whose story can easily be adapted into film. I want a second Hulk movie. I want the leader to show up and be working with people like Abomination and Madman. I want an exploration into Hulk's psyche. And I want another movie after that focusing on the World War Hulk storyline. And then a final movie involving Red Hulk and Devil Hulk at the very end. And maybe a spin-off show about Joe Fixit. Out of all the superheroes they could have fucked over, it just had to be my favorite. Anyways, if you guys like this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button.
Dang it, Bill, that was my only pair of glasses.